What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today is a pretty big day because it is potentially the last day of the air suspension install. As you saw in the last video, I turned the car on and everything was functioning. The whole system is working. There were a couple leaks that I managed to fix. There was one at the tank and one behind the pressure switch gauge thing. Undid the fittings, reconnected them, and that seemed to solve the problem. I aired it up to 75 PSI all around and let it sit overnight, and it didn't drop at all. So that's a good sign. Behind me you can see I got the wheels back on, front and rear. So now I'm gonna lower the car off the jacks and hope for the best. So let's see how this goes. I also wanted to mention that I have no idea how this is actually gonna sit when the weight of the car is on the strut. How I measured the length of the D2 struts that I put in was I just basically matched the same length of the front and rear on my teen coilovers and thought that would be a good kind of baseline to start at, and then I could adjust up or down from there. Just to show you what I mean, on the left, the shorter strut right here is the rear and the longer one is the front. So I just matched the same lengths to the D2 and threw them on there. So let's see how this looks. I'm gonna lower the car onto these blocks first because that's what I needed to do to get the jack under with my coilovers. But I'm hoping, since I will have air suspension now and adjustable ride height, that I might be able to air up high enough in the future that I won't need to use quite as high of blocks here. All right, I'm actually kind of nervous, so let's see how this sits. So obviously it's sitting super high right now, but I think this is basically considered fully aired up. So it's pretty monster truck right now. We'll see how much it lowers when I actually air out. Whew, we be monster trucking. Sick fitment, bro. The encouraging thing about this for me is that the front and the back, like the wheel gap on it, is pretty similar. So I'm gonna leave it on the blocks right now because chances are I'm probably gonna have to jack this thing back up and make some adjustments on the overall strut length to dial in the height where I want it. But with that being said, I think it's time for our very first air out. Let's try it out. Damn, I'm nervous. I am nervous. Let's do it. I'm gonna do the backs first. Oh, shit. Make sure it's not hitting. Holy shit, that is sick. Oh my god. I still have probably an inch of adjustment on those struts too, and we're already tucking pretty good. I bought spacers for this thing, and I don't know if I'm gonna need it. I think it's about where I want it. I might do like a 10 mil or something, but that looks sick. All right, let's do the fronts. Check some clearances. Dude, no way. Holy shit. Oh my god. Dude. So I'll probably want to throw a spacer on the front just to fill up this gap, but damn, it looks kind of sick tucked like that. This is insane. All right, so I've had a few minutes to geek out on this, and I think what I'm gonna do is raise the car back up and then lower the rears about 1 1/8 if I have that amount of threads. That'll get me sitting basically flush with the front. The front is as low as it'll go. It's already sitting on the splash guards. Like even after I have like 10 or 15 PSI in there, it doesn't lower anymore. So that's as low as I'm going in the front with the current tire size. If I wanted to switch up the wheel tire combination, do like a smaller tire that was more stretched, it's gonna give me a little more room to go. But honestly, that looks pretty dope for now. So, and I don't wanna like buy a set of new tires right now. So I think this is gonna be sick. Once I get the back dialed in, I think it's gonna be sitting pretty much right where I want it. All right, so I jumped ahead, took the rear wheel off, and then I took this bottom shock bolt out of the air strut here. So now I should be able to pull down on this control arm and be able to twist these threads up. So I thought I was gonna lower it about 1 1/8 inches, which is this, but I don't have quite that amount of thread. So I'm just gonna max these out, which is probably about 3/4 of an inch, but that should get us in the ballpark, and I think it'll be low enough. Well, after twisting that up as far as it could go, that's actually maxed out. So we're probably only getting a 1/2 inch lower, but if that's all we got, that's all we got. So I'm just gonna max out both sides and see how this goes. All right, back wheels are on and torqued down. I think I'm gonna go ahead and lower this car off the jacks onto the ramps. And now that I've done my first kind of testing to make sure everything works, once I get it lowered onto the ramps, I'm gonna back it off, pull the ramps out, and actually air out on level ground with no blocks and see how low we're sitting. All right, well, here goes nothing. First official air out on the ground. Sorry, this is taking me a while because I'm afraid I'm gonna hit something, so I'm just going kind of patient with it.
Soldier.
Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's also going to end the air suspension install series. We're on part 7 now, so if you haven't watched all of them, I put them in a playlist so you could watch them from 1 to 7 and see every step of the way. So thanks to everyone that's watched so far. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, and till next time, I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Peace.